Hello, welcome back to our channel. I'm Hector with Meistergram, and in this video we're going to show you how to initially set up your GEM 1506 with the A58 control panel. Here we have the GEM 1506 uncrated and off the base. So the first thing we'll do is set up the thread rack. We'll begin by locating the thread rack columns, which you can see here. The GEM 1506 comes with 4 front columns and 4 rear columns. The 4 front columns include a bracket, which is where our tension base is going to be located. We'll begin by installing the 4 front columns first. The thread base on the machine has 2 threaded holes for the columns. Install your front columns in the front holes. In order to torque down the column, take a screwdriver and insert it into the top hole. This will allow you to leverage and tighten the column onto the machine. Repeat the process for the remaining columns. Next, we'll install the rear columns. The rear columns will be installed in the rear holes on the top of the machine. Simply place the column and screw it into the tapped hole. Using your screwdriver, insert it into the top hole so that you can torque the column. Repeat the process for the remaining columns. Now that we've installed the columns on the machine, we'll come out with our 2-piece thread stand. It consists of 1 tension base and 1 top tree. Before we begin installing the thread tension base and the thread tree, we need to remove some screws from the columns. We'll start by removing the top screw of each column using a 5mm hex wrench. Next, we'll remove the Phillips screw located on the bracket which holds the front tension base. Now that we've removed all the screws from the columns, we're ready to install the thread tree. We'll now take our hex screws and we're going to attach the thread tree to the top of the columns. We'll take our hex screw and we'll place it inside of the hole on the top of the thread tree. And we will screw it into the rear column. We will repeat the same process for the front column. Make sure that both front and back are tight, and we'll repeat for the remaining columns. Now that we have our thread tree installed, we'll go on to installing our tension base. The tension base installs on top of the front column brackets as seen here. These brackets are adjustable and allow for the tension base height to be adjusted. In order to install the tension base correctly, we'll have to loosen the height bracket and choose the correct height for all 4 columns. It's recommended to slightly tighten the adjustment screw so that the bracket is adjustable, and you can move it around in order to line up the tension base. We currently have the bracket slightly tightened, which will allow for easy installation of the tension base. Take your tension base and rest it on top of the brackets. Take your Phillips screw, which we removed earlier in the video, and insert it into the top of the tension base, lining up the screw on the bracket below. Repeat the process for the remaining brackets on the columns. Once the installation of your tension base is complete, you'll want to come back with a level so that the tension base sits straight across the machine. Okay. Once you've confirmed that your tension base is straight and level, you'll want to go back to the brackets on your front columns and tighten all the adjustment screws.